Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Today I will be doing a series of videos on how to get custom characters working on Gears 3 PC. Uh, First thing to note though, we're gonna be using um, a version of Gears 3 that contains the original source code. What does that mean? It means that this stuff does not work on your original Xbox 360 disc, first off. And also, it means that it won't work on Dion, V-Day, Rev, Replicant, or whatever other build is there on the market. On the market. Well, it's not really a market, on the community, I guess. Why is that? Because all of those builds do not ship with source code, so we cannot modify anything about them. Especially on Dion, like they really make sure nobody modifies their stuff. Why, you ask? Well, it's because I guess they just want to protect their work, even though it's based off of code that was leaked. So, yeah, since there is really no community-made base to work around, we're gonna have to use what they used to work on their stuff, which is the September 2011 source code. Okay, I almost forgot. Where can I get the September source code? Well, I really wish I could tell you, but I cannot tell you that. I really wish I could tell you that the link to download it was in a sort of datadungeon.com. I really wish I could tell you, but I can't. datadungeon.com. I really wish I could tell you, but I can't. I also really wish I could tell you that you're supposed to download the September one because the January one weighs too much and it's actually kind of unstable. I really wish I could tell you that, but I can't. I also cannot tell you that you use JDownloader 2 to download it because the servers are kind of wonky sometimes and they might actually fail every now and then. I really wish I could tell you that, but I can't. Yeah, now pretend pretend to be upset. Fuck. I hope YouTube doesn't take down my shit. With that said, we're gonna be using some extra software to work on the models themselves. What we're gonna be doing basically is we're gonna grab an already existing character from the game to grab their skeleton, because most characters only use like two skeletons. We got the female skeleton and like a male skeleton. We're gonna be using one of those, and we're gonna be adapting the mesh to use that skeleton so that it works actually in game. For the extra bones that are actually not part of the model, we can always attach them and get them working using the physics editor in Unreal. Like, let me get the on player on, you know, gotta have a big tail. Renamon. Like, we can get, the tail kind of working. It's still a little wobbly though. We can adjust that later on. Yeah, as I said, we are gonna need Blender to work on it. You can get it from Steam, or you can always just download it from their site. Blender download. Shit, look. Yeah, you saw a niña right there. I'm actually Spanish, native Spanish. I recommend working with 4.5 LTS. That's at least the version I'm using. I really feel like a lot of plugins just work on the 4.5. But depending on whatever plugins you're using, you're gonna need to use even older versions. I've seen some stuff for Gmod work on the 2.79. That's really old. Yeah, but on top of that, we're also gonna be using UPK Explorer to get the models from the game exported and then to import them into Blender to work on them. UPK Explorer. I believe there's a shit. Oh, fuck me. I believe there is a. Yeah, you can get it from Nexus Mods. UPK Explorer. This stuff makes it so that we can export them into FBX and to avoid actually using weird plugins to get the model actually into Blender. You can always do that and use UModel, but I use UPK Explorer, so I'm gonna be explaining it with that. And yeah, that's basically all we really need to do to get working. The Gears 3 September build, since we cannot use other builds to work on code, and actually the characters just work better in here. You have to do less stuff that makes no sense. So that, Blender 4.5, or whatever version, I think it just might work on 5. That and UPK Explorer to get your character exported. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I will record the whole importing and exporting stuff onto the next one. So yeah, see you in the next video, and have a good one. See, Mallow here is a whole different thing that say Anya here. One Anya. Hey, why did you spawn there? Whatever. Yeah, we're gonna be using an already existing model, replacing, or model, well, more like, shit, man. Oh, shut up!